then guys, let's jump into the charts and see what Bitcoin's possibly doing, where it's come from, where it's going. Just give us a shout if the mic is okay. So just literally about to enter the US Open. Obviously timing wise, the ringing of the Wall Street bell doesn't make much of a difference to crypto, but we certainly do tend to get volume kick in the US session. Nice one, JK. Cheers, mate. So yeah, nice, strong, trending market for Bitcoin at the minute. Moving up nicely. Absorption of supply. No real conviction or reason as to short this yet. I mean, we will go and have a look at volume and the like. Volume, open interest and stuff, and just, you know, we'll see what's going on. But supply seems to have it's getting eaten at the minute. Just on the Binance spot chart at the minute, USDT here at 53k, top level there, limit order top level there. So we'll see what 53k brings on Binance. Let's just have a look at the order books initially as we review what Bitcoin's going to do here. So obviously we're just starting to see a little bit of volume kick come into the market now. Going through the charts, interesting to see that Bitfinex have still got supply above, and it's been here for a little while now. So it's been here since Tuesday, and they're looking to fill some orders at 53. USDT market, I'm not sure if I wasn't watching at the time. I'm not sure if these guys actually got filled or not. Left the house yesterday, but that was interesting to see. I don't know if they got filled actually. It kind of looks like they didn't. Let us know in the chat box if you was watching that at the time and if they did get a fill. But yeah, certainly no particular reason to just jump in and start shorting this now. Just let it do its thing, really. We'll go and have a look at volume and open interest in a second. But yeah, I mean, it certainly looks okay for higher. Whether that comes immediately, obviously, or in the next few hours, it probably does, to be honest. It's just a strong trending market. You can see from the bars when we are hitting aggregated supply, but the general depth has been coming in a little bit, but nothing amazing. Probably 200-300 mil on the general depth. Let's have a look at what Bitstamp and Coinbase are doing. Bitstamp chart is a little bit messy, to be honest. Yeah, just a few market maker orders flying about there. Let's have a look at what Coinbase are doing, because they've had some nice charts lately. This was interesting to see. Obviously someone just hoping to get a fill there towards the end of the Asian session yesterday, so I'm not sure what's going on there, and then they obviously just pulled it, and it almost looks like they're waiting to get a fill and they're having to chase price. So this is Coinbase Pro. Obviously someone is missing out and they're trying to fill some spot here on the Coinbase Pro. Kraken, guys, little bit of a messy chart, but they do tend to be on the right side of the market more often than not. So that's interesting to see from Kraken. They're still pushing this up a little bit. Qcoin has had really good charts lately. Even this wall here, again, I wasn't watching to see if that filled or not, but it certainly put pause to price action for a good number of hours. And then these guys, again, they're waiting to fill, yeah, probably around 50k, but as always, it's just, has that actually been pulled? Oh, it's actually been pulled, that order. Yeah, Impatient, very impatient of them. Okay, and then let's have a look at USDT Binance Perps, one of the biggest markets obviously. And yeah, this is nice to see. This is basically what you want to see in a trending market. All right, you want to see the perps like this. As soon as these lower bands, which are obviously just bid ratios lower down, as soon as this starts to disappear like this is when you get a real lack of price action. Okay, but yeah, no real massive overhead supply at the minute. Just a few top levels waiting to get fill, and yet not surprised to see that really. You know, you are going to get people taking a bit of profit up here, little bit of spot maybe, derivatives day traders, you know, are going to take a little bit of profit up here as well. So yeah, you know, fully expect to see that. Interesting also to see, I know these guys don't do amazing and really big volume, but it's interesting to see TUSD are absolute mega bulltards at the minute. I don't know what is going on there. And FDUSD, interesting to see. There have got some levels up near 55k. Okay, so let's bear some of these levels above and below in mind and have a look at where we could possibly go from here. We'll go and have a look at the OBC and we'll have a look at volume and open interest. But yeah, certainly no strong conviction here to say it's just going to immediately start rotating back down. We're going to have to go and look at volume and stuff, I would say. I don't, you know, like I've mentioned before, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a little bit of profit in these strong trending moves. Hopefully everyone's spot bags are doing really well. But I wouldn't be so quick to just jump in and, you know, be shorting an asset that is moving really nice like this. Yeah, maybe a little bit, hedge your position a little bit against spot, but you know, don't go full conviction shorts. You can already see some USDT levels moving up here on Binance Spot. Okay, 48k currently at the minute, which I actually think if you were to get a larger flush would be really nice. So let's go and have a look at the OBC, the order blocks, and see if we've got any liquidity gaps or anything. Let's go and have a look at volume, and then we'll have a look at ETH, because ETH has been moving nicely now and it's got a really nice order book. And we'll go and have a look at some alts as well, because there's some interesting alts that I've seen today as well. Actually, there's a few good looking alts if we do get any drops, and I say if we do, because obviously we're just in a strong trending market. So just quickly looking at the OBC on Binance Spot, you've still got all these offers. Let me just flick this, I'll just go to the volume and we can see what's going on here. High open interest, and yes, slight bear div still on the volume really, but again, I still wouldn't have strong conviction on just ripping a short on this market at the minute. The way I kind of see this, if you do drop down, I'm more about take a bit of profit, and if you do get a drop, then you know, load back in or something. But that is just me after 2 years of shorting the market previously, in the bear market. So yeah, we've still got offers above. Your largest offers at the minute 53k. all right, no real major gaps above, just a shed load of order blocks above, which is to be expected. You've just got people taking profit. Your biggest liquidity gap, which is basically your area of no activity in the order books, is right over here, just over 54k. All right, so maybe keep that in mind if we do get an absolute green dildo up. That can create some wick space, and as mentioned in the video the other day, these kind of things are just to be aware of. It's not about I'm going to enter a trade there, or I'm going to take profit there, or that is my head short position there. All right, it's just keep an eye on some of these zones. But yeah, nothing major going on there. To the downside, you've just got a shed load of order blocks really right down to 50k, and then it seems to tail off a little bit. That is completely and utterly to be expected. People are entering a slight bit of FOMO, I would say, and having to chase this up, and you could see that from the Coinbase chart, whoever that guy was on USD Coinbase, was basically, it looks like, oh, I've missed out, I need to chase this up now. But yeah, you've got basically order blocks all the way down to 50k here on Binance Spot. We can go and have a look at some other exchanges, but this is the biggest, and the data on it is just so reliable. And then anywhere below, you know what, and I don't know if this will come, but if we were to get any deeper flush, I do think the 48k zone would be really, really good. You're quite a distance away, obviously, and it would wick into this kind of, I'm on a 15-minute chart here, it would wick into this kind of trend that it's trying to create. But that would be nice. Will we get that in one clip? Probably not. And I do just want to show you something on the volume in a second on our 1 hour chart. But those are your nearest, what we would call, liquidity gaps that are down there. So again, just areas to be aware of. If we do drop and visit some of these zones, just keep an eye on these areas for wick zones, and they could potentially become good entry zones if you're looking at those zones in confluence with your OBD and top levels. All right, so yeah, slight bear divs building here basically as we've got high open interest. The only thing to note is funding is pretty chilled here. I don't believe, and I could be wrong, but I don't believe there's ultimate froth in the market just yet. I think we've still got leg room to push up, even if we do get some stronger move down initially. Just not seeing that froth, and we'll go and have a look at the liquidity chart as well. But just quickly wanted to show you a 1 hour volume chart, and as we can see, we're really ramping up now. Really good moves. Excuse me, I'll just zoom in a little bit there. You know, these red dots are obviously alert overlays for BTC Diamond. Got rewarded there, but then as mentioned on the video on Tuesday, it's like, right, if you're hedging a position, I think even DK mentioned on the live, actually, he said there's not much depth here, and we were in this zone when we were live, I believe. There's not much depth here, but he was basically saying the structures the way they are and the way the dynamic bidding is coming in. He basically mentioned, if you were listening, he said it wouldn't surprise me to just push up from here, and this was the exact point of that as we were live in the Discord the other day. All right, so just worth listening to the main man when he chats, because he knows his stuff. But I just wanted to point out something on the volume here, really, was, yes, we are building these kind of bearish, you know, divergences really as retail starts to come in and get a little bit of FOMO and chase this up. But funding is okay, so it's not suggestive of ultimate froth, like I say. Open interest high. One thing to note is, and this might be a new parameter as we trend, something to look out for, is you notice on spot volume here we kind of like dip down to this zone, and then this in this trend, and I mean I'm obviously only on a 1 hour chart here as we've broken out the range from December. It's interesting to note that we're coming down and spot volumes kind of settling there, larger spot volume obviously, and this is where we get the bounce from. Just something to be aware of. And when we are trending like this as well, it sometimes doesn't surprise me just to see volume ramp back up, okay? And especially in the US session, like mentioned a million times, so I won't bore you with it, but basically European session is shit. I'm over in Europe, you know, London session, and us guys over here, we don't put in the volume to push these assets around really. So yeah, US session order flows being really good. If in doubt on any moves and you're just day trading, just wait for the US session, basically just wait for that. But yeah, interesting to see. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to get a flush down soon, but yeah, when does it come? And I've got no real conviction to short, so I would be quite happy just to let this do its thing, and if it does come lower with confluence of some bid and a top level or something, just play it back up. That's kind of the way I'm looking at this really. Let me just go and show you what happened to the liquidity chart the other day. We've got a nice flush of shorts, and it really didn't take much, and it was just from this zone in here. I'm on a 4 hour here, I might have to go down, but it just shows you how many people, basically you get this generally on like a short squeeze. So we really pushed up. I think it was yesterday morning actually. Yeah, it was yesterday morning, and it was just before the US session. and you can see the chart must have been full of shorts, because open interest newts and all the book just absolutely dropped, and when you get that, it's very, very likely that price can just continue to float up like we are doing now, but on lower volume. Okay, so when you get this kind of like liquidity flush, which I've actually got an alert for as well if anybody wanted it, it just basically alerts me. I'll share it in the socials. It basically alerts me as to when we get a 20 or 30% drop in what I call liquidity, which is basically the order books are just getting smashed and flushed, basically. Okay, but I can share that in the socials. To the top side, you don't generally get those alerts because the books build up a little bit slower. Okay, but it's nice to see it when you get flushed to the downside of the order books, spot and perps for instance, and open interest. And I sometimes see that as, right, I think this is just going to continue up, you know. So that was nice to see yesterday when we got a bit of a flush, and then yeah, we've just continued up basically, as you can see on a 4-hour chart here. All right, so yeah, liquidity is pretty chilled here, to be honest. It's not at the highs. This was obviously, was that ETF week? I think 48k was that ETF week. I can't even remember now. No, what was it? Let's have a look. What's that ETF week? Ah, God, I can't even remember. Oh no, that was ETF week, wasn't it? Back there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So ETF week was when we just tickled over 48k. And you can see where your spot liquidity was then, right up at just under $1 billion, which I think was the highest we've seen. All right, and at the minute we're pretty settled. We're pretty settled. You know, and obviously if you've seen any of the videos, you really, apart from the open interest is high, obviously, but we're in a strong trending market. Of course, it's going to be a high open interest. You know, there's a lot of contracts getting exchanged, but. Spot liquidity pretty chilled out here at the minute, as you can see here at the 600 million mark, and even perps liquidity pretty chilled here at the, you know, just what's that, 1.3 billion. Okay, and our highs were generally just under 2 billion when we get to that really high end of liquidity that you know, initiates some of this flush and froth and people come out the market. All right, so worth noting that despite this very strong move, everything looks a little bit chilled out. You know, everything just looks like carry on. It really does. Everything just looks like, yeah, carry on, you know. So yeah, just to quickly go back, just quickly over the OBC, yeah, you've got orders going up to 53 here and then above, and you know, like I would always think, right, let's go fill those guys and see what kind of reaction we get then. When you see an order blocks like this in the book, go and test them and see if they really want to drop it for us. So let's have a look at Ethereum. Just let me just quickly refresh that a second. I don't know why it does that. Let's go and have it. Yeah, again, so the OBC was suggesting your order blocks are kind of stopping near 48. I don't think we get there in one clip because it is quite a percentage away. Obviously, you know, you'd be talking about an 8% drop. I don't know if Bitcoin will do that in one go. It'd probably chop around a bit before it gets down there anyway. But obviously you can see in confluence with that, which sounds obvious because it's, you know, the orders are in the OBC. But yeah, top levels here, 48. Really nice, I think, if you can get down there anytime soon. And you can see that they've been dynamic since we dipped the other day to 48.3. Levels moving up, so quite nice to see. Let's go and have a look at what Vitalik's coin is doing. Yeah, looks strong. Absorbed this supply here, just under $2,700 so absorbed that supply there. And again, it's almost, when you see this kind of signature here, it's almost like a resistance to support flip. You know, we haven't come down to test these guys yet, but I think it looks really nice. The only thing to say on Ethereum is, and this is probably a lot of market bid coming in here and pushing it up, the general depth of book is not bad, but you've really got you've got no one particularly chasing it up with limit orders and you know, just really looking to bid this close towards the price. Let's just have a look at what a couple of exchanges are doing. Okay, so Coinbase Pro, they want to test just under 3k, and I think that'd be, it's kind of an obvious level, isn't it, really? It wouldn't surprise me if Ethereum does that pretty quick, to be honest. You know, within the next, I won't say a few hours, but it could do it certainly in the US session going into the Asian session. Let me just check what volume's doing. Yeah, and volume is kind of just trending. You can see here on spot, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. No major divergences to speak of as such yet. It's just to say that open interest is high. Yeah, I would wait for ETH to maybe go and tickle that 3k area, because it's not that far away. And then, you know, if you go and fill some offers up there as you're building some divergences, then again, same with Bitcoin, really. You know, you probably just want to take a little bit of profit if you're doing well this week as we enter into the weekend. So Thursday today, obviously, Friday tomorrow. Yeah, I could see people taking a bit of profit as we enter into the weekend, on everything, really. As you have a look through the alt market, which we will do next, you will see there is supply waiting on certain alts, but it's quite high up, you know. Which ones was I looking at earlier? Yeah, Filecoin, nice. I think this is a bit of a resistance to support flip. So coins I'm looking at here, Binance is just BNB. I'll go to the bigger chart in a second. BNB is just starting to hit some supply here. Okay, and I'm just watching Filecoin, and then let's go and have a look at some other charts as well. What was I looking at? So yeah, if you do get any downside, I mean, because we have been doing really well this week from Monday as well. You know, it's not often you get a raging trending move on a Monday that just gets continuation, so it's nice to see. But ETC, you know, this is the way I would kind of play this over the next 24 hours or even few days, you know, kind of get some of these charts open and just have a look at if we do get any drops in price action, you know, Bitcoin and the rest. What and where, if you have missed anything this week, because some coins are just doing amazing percentages up, obviously. Dent, couldn't even tell you what that is, but it's 18% up in the last 24 hours. There's quite a few charts out there that look really nice like this, okay? ETC's got some levels lower, so, you know, again, like we had on AVAX the other week that we saw and discussed, it's not like I would go, okay, I think it's going to come down here, so I'm going to short it. Just be patient, set your diamond and top level pro alerts, you know, get ETC in there on perps and on and spot, and just be patient. A lot of these coins on the daily chart still look really good, I think. So yeah, ETC looks pretty good. I think Phil looks good as well. And obviously, if you look at Phil, I mean, this is kind of moving now. I certainly wouldn't chase this because it's quite a big percentage away from that top level. If you were in down here, then yeah, really well done. That was just at the start of the Asian session last night. But if you go and have a look at, say, a daily chart on Phil and a few of these others, they still look really good. Another one I was looking at, and there are a few actually. We'll go through a few altcoins, and then just drop us any questions if you've got any. Was it this one I was looking at? RNDT? Oh, that's RNDR. It was RNDT's got an interesting chart, and I just wanted to point something out on it. It's moving already, so again, don't chase shit like this. Wait for it to come down. Perps, this is what I wanted to show you guys. When you see stuff like this, it's kind of what I said on Tuesday. It's almost like spot have been bidding this already. The overlays are not too good on this. I don't know if it's a popular coin or not, but when spot have already kind of filled their bags from lower levels, sometimes you get these instances where perps see what's happening, okay, and then they start to either chase it up like you're seeing here, or they start to, it could be a bigger entity defending that zone with perps. So I do like to see that on assets like this. Once they've come from the lows, and I'm not talking about if the asset's really high, but once they've come from the lows and then start moving up, I do like to see this, and I like to see it on spot as well mainly. But if you see it on perps, it can be quite nice. So keep an eye on RNDT. My white lines here, I just pulled a range earlier on. Here, let's just quickly show you where some of these coins are on the bigger time frames. I mean, don't chase this in the slightest, because you would almost call that 3-2 level resistance. But yeah, it looks quite nice. You'll find a few that look like this. Let me just pull out a fixed range, because I know you lot love it when I pull out the range TRDR. So yeah, a little bit of resistance, so don't chase this certainly, but just keep an eye on that perps level, which is down at the 3 area. Okay, so this thing has been yeah, I mean, it's been down here for ages. It's fairly new, isn't it? I don't think, yeah, there might be some longer data on another exchange actually, because I'm just on perps here. But yeah, keep an eye on stuff like this, because it's still gonna run, and you can see it's just higher lows, nasty wicks, don't get caught on those. Higher lows, hold the POC, and now I'm gunning for a potential breakout, but don't chase breakouts, I would advise. All right. Yeah, so let's just have a couple of other charts to have a look at. Yeah, certainly don't chase shit like this when it's coming up to that value area high there. All right. Did BTC Binance perps just remove the walls? Let's go and have a quick look at that for Mother's Milk. Did they just remove the walls on Binance? Binance perps, did you say? Lower them. Is my mic cutting out a little bit? Give us a shout if it is. I'm not seeing any major walls or anything here. Let me go to a 5-minute. They're filling some offers higher up, so Binance perps, and don't mess with these guys as well when they're taking profit. It can be quite a nice sign, but generally, you know, we ask the bigger depth are still in charge here and trending. They've been very dynamic with their bidding, to be honest. Some crazy guys down here wanting 45k and didn't get it, and then I'm not sure if that level's still there, but they've had to move up. A few people have. Yes, you can see some small levels here. I wasn't watching this at the time. You can see some small levels around here, but there's no real edge in it. It just looks a little bit market makery, to be honest. The best thing to do is, if you're looking at perps, is if these overlays totally disappear as you're hitting supply, game over pretty much. I would say yeah. Let's have a look at, does anyone know what happened to TRX earlier? And this was on spot as well. Look at that bitch. It was spot. I don't think it did that on perps. No, it didn't do it on perps. I've not had time to look at the news or anything. But yeah, if anyone knows what's gone on with this, I don't know if they just pushed it to fill or not. Yeah, not sure. 53.45. Oh right, okay, a little bit higher then. Let's have a look. Let's just go quickly have a look on perps. But I think, did we just get a perp sell signal there? Yeah, look at that. Yeah, so you know, BitMEX, you've got BitMEX here and Binance perps doing a little bit of profit taking, to be honest, and I think that is understandable. I do just want to go and have a look at that actually. Engine. Yeah, I think Engine will have another run soon, you know, as well. I think it's doing similar to what Link did before it moved again. Sol, AVAX, all look very, very similar, as in trend, consolidate, range, move on. Keep an eye on Engine. These perps guys here might be a little bit early. no real edge there from the perps books, and I would prefer to see spot, and you've got a tiny bit of selling here above as well. So yeah, maybe a little bit lower on Engine. VeChain's having a really nice week. I think VeChain has been in a big consolidating downtrend. People have obviously just sold into this a little bit here, but I think it's looking really good in general. VeChain, I do just want to have a look at a 4-hour chart on VeChain and see where it is. Don't chase it, because yeah, fucking hell, massive breakout. Look at that. God, I might have to go to a daily actually, because that just looks ridiculous the way it's moving. Yeah, here you go. So VeChain, I mean, this is what you're gonna just get. Like I've said it before, but just get your charts open on dailies now, really, and just have a look at what has got these kind of formations. And there's shitloads out there. I mean, even some of the dinosaur assets like Waves and stuff like that. I was looking at Waves earlier, and the Waves BTC bid is really coming in. Obviously I'm talking about, you know, just a little bit of spot or something. Don't go mad with leverage on derivatives or anything like that. Funding, it's just not too bad really. Let me just go to it. I think over a longer term it will be creeping up there, but 0.01 0.014, if I go to a 1 day, it's going to be a lot higher, obviously. Yeah, so it's getting a little bit fruity if you go higher, but just on a daily basis, funding is not too bad. I think price is moving well enough in the markets for longs still to pay themselves. Basically, they just need price to move up, which we are doing. You know, we've been ranging on Bitcoin since beginning of December, and we're just started to trend again. So these guys are still getting paid basically if you're long. Paid as in prices moving up, so they're still getting paid. Yeah, open interest is crazy at the minute. Yeah, it is. But I think with the open interest, it wouldn't take much to reset it as the market gets frothy here. You know, I don't think it'd take too much of a down move to just reset that open interest, to be honest. We'll obviously have to see, but yeah, we'll see. What else was going to? I was going to look at the vet. I've looked at the vet chart, haven't I? Yeah, keep an eye on rotations. No recommendations here whatsoever, but just again, you know, get your daily charts open. I don't even have to. When you've got a chart like that, you know, just remembering at what VeChain just looked like a minute ago. I'm not sure if there's any even narrative for Waves to even make any sort of move really. Is it still an ongoing project? Do the Russians and Ukrainians and the Eastern Bloc, do they still love Waves? I'm not sure, but you know, some of these charts look really good, and you can just see here in the widget as well, it's getting a lot of Waves BTC bid. All right, so yeah, just keep an eye on some of these, because they are going to follow each other, I would say, potentially in the coming days, weeks. Even if we get a flush, just have a look at lower levels that you potentially want. XRP doing anything? Nice, XRP looking good. Some dynamic bid coming in there at the 5.4 level. Getting XRP BTC bid as well. What does perps look like? I'm also interested, if you don't mind, actually, I just gonna go to a higher time frame chart. Yeah, I will go to a daily first, actually. Let me just get a clean chart open. Ooh, a bit of classic TA going on there. I don't know what these are. I do not trade trend lines in the slightest. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's not. Let me just get a clean chart up. Let's have a look at XRP. Yeah, it's trending. Yeah, it's always been a little bit of a messy chart as XRP, hasn't it? Fucking hell, I don't know where you'd put that. Yeah, that'll do. Let me just get the old Okay, I'm going to ignore that drop there. Let me just get this out and see where it's value. Yeah, okay. Quite a tight chart, to be honest, on XRP, and this being a daily, so a very high time frame, obviously it's quite an easy one to trade because you've got this kind of structure going on here as well. I will just pop that there. Yeah, I mean, it could be a mover. It could be a mover. Do the legacy market boomers want an XRP ETF as well, maybe? Are they looking for an XRP ETF? As long, I'm sure if there's money to be made, they'll put an ETF on dog with hat in a minute, anytime soon, or anything that can get their grubby little hands on, won't they? Yeah, keep an eye on XRP because there's some dynamic bidding. Again, this is a 4 hour. Don't chase this in any way, shape or form. If you're into your classic tier, it should do the classic retest and go. But yeah, nice chart on XRP, to be honest. Keep an eye on that one. Whatever you think of Brad Garlick House and his mates, this structure in the chart is really nice. Keep an eye on it. I don't know what that blue line is there. Can you classify the most important alert to the less significant? Yeah, Chili's is looking good. Yeah, let's go through some alerts then. Chili's is, do you know, I saw Ape moving earlier as well, 6% up. Ape coin, did it come from any spot bid? Ooh, just coming in some supply now. I think one thing to bear in mind as well, guys, if you are, let me just note this quickly, is that if the chart is coming from a lot lower, like a daily chart for instance, and it's really low, and you see this spot supply like this, these guys are well within the rights just to say fuck, I want out the market, you know, excuse my language. But sometimes when a chart is going to break out its range, say it's been ranging for 2 years, yeah, you're going to get this kind of supply overhead, and you know what it'll do? It'll just break it, to be honest. So just keep an eye on, you know, if you're thinking of shorting something like this, have a little zoom out, please, and look at a 4 hour and a daily. If it's about to break and start trending or something, just leave it alone. There's better ones out there. Let me have a look at I just want to have a look at DOT while I'm on here as well. When's Doge time as well? Come on, Elon. Chili's, what was I looking at? So it's 3% up on the day. Pretty flat depth there. That grabs my attention. Why is that? Oh wow, yeah, yep. Okay, so let's go to a higher time frame on Chili Dogs and have a look. Yeah, I mean, execute as low as you can, but basically you've got a 2% invalidation. I'm not sure where it can go, so I won't comment on that at the minute. But that looks great. It's a sports coin, isn't it? Is there any events coming up? Euros this summer, but that's about a bit far away. Yeah, Chili's, nice one. That is one of the best I've seen today, to be honest. Let's check volume. No real edge on volume. Open interest a little bit high. I just want to have a look at a 4 hour chart. Yep, so that was pretty obvious. That's when your downtrend broke, same time as everything else. October last year, obviously, you're trending up. I mean, if you zoom into a 4 hour like that, it looks absolutely horrible, but with a 2% risk, it looks really good. I am just going to pull my range again from way back here. I know that it's probably not even relevant, to be honest, but yeah, you can see how that POC and that level, it's a classic level though, isn't it, at 0.1, has served the coin well as it trended up, came back, and it's filled that POC zone, and now it's moving, isn't it? Yeah, Chili's looks really good. Not advice obviously, but even if it's just for a day trade, even if you're not into the asset, that is exactly what you want to see. Let me just go back to that chart. Such an easy invalidation there. Yeah, not sure if they're filled. This might be the same entity, but yeah, you can see there 12.6 and a 9 million. Okay, that's your defense. Yeah, you might get in a little bit closer here. You know, some guys will grid limit orders in here, but yeah, it looks really good. Perhaps was doing that. What's BTC doing? Yeah, so it's got some BTC, Chile's BTC bid as well, but I mean there is no real edge. When you see a chart like this is really messy, to be honest. So don't put any weight on it when you see a chart like that. Wouldn't long anything right now. Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, I mean, this is a 2% risk, but you might, if you're really picky like myself, you might be able to execute a little bit closer to this top level and see if it holds, because basically what you want is, you want this top level to hold, don't you? So you want to execute as best as possible. Oh, what am I doing there? Wrong tool. You need to execute as best as possible, and if you get a drop, then yeah, you need this level to hold or slash fill. If you do start to come down for any reason, let price prove you wrong. So let price stop you out and just kill the trade, don't look back. Or if you see these top levels start to get pulled, which you'll see in here, okay, so you'll see it in here, and obviously there'll be the trades panel will just be empty. You'll just see them subtracted here, but they're not filled, all right, because it won't be in the trades panel. If you see those pulled, I would be more inclined to just kill the trade and then review the price action as you go, all right. But yeah, nice one that. I don't think I've seen any others like that. Right, answer the question. If we're talking about alerts, I can share any of these guys as well if you want them. I can drop them in the socials. If you're talking about the strongest alert to the weakest, and there's different parameters really, but let's just go over them quickly, all right? The BTC Diamond is DK's and the lads at TRDR's original, okay? And for me, that is your best alert on Bitcoin, all right? Why is it the best alert? Let's just go over this quickly. Excuse me if anyone's not new in here or anything, and this is boring. But it uses the strongest ratios. So it's used in the two biggest markets. We're looking at price 1 to 2.5% away. Okay, so ratios within 1 to 2.5%. And we're actually looking at strong ratios, all right? So it's a 70 on spot, 70 ratio on spot, and a 40 on perps, which is really strong on perps, all right? So that is your best Bitcoin alert, basically. And then let me just go back to Bitcoin, because I do want to keep an eye on it and what it's actually doing at the minute. Chopping about a little bit at me. Let me just refresh that so I can see what top levels are doing. I'm on Safari here. It's the only reason it's messing about, because I've got some other apps open. Yep, so BTC Diamond is your best Bitcoin alert, right? For as long as I can remember, since I've been using the console in probably late 2019, it was probably 2020 actually, I've always liked to have Coinbase Pro on as well. So mine that I did ages ago, I won't say mine, it's not my alert, I've just added Coinbase Pro in as well. I'd just like to see what they're doing, and I think that this may become more relevant, obviously with the US session being really good at the minute. You know, this is obviously spot, so spot Coinbase Pro, spot Binance, perps Binance, okay. I've just always liked this, and I think it might become a little bit more relevant. But basically it's similar to this. If you're getting a BTC Diamond, it's very similar. Next, group spot for Bitcoin is really good. Okay, so group spot on here for me at the minute, and again I might change this, I might even add Qcoin into this, but group spot for me at the minute is Bitstamp, Coinbase Pro and Binance, all right, and it's grouped, so all those three have to hit this. I've just got it on 60. I could bump it up to 70. Maybe we'll have to again in a trending market, because I do tend to say that the group spot alert, the guys can be a little bit early. So group spot is certainly your warning sign to say keep an eye on what's going on. There's demand here. You know, there's either demand or there's selling. Okay, but then just review as you go. All right. So group spot is pretty good. For me as well, just to note while we're on Bitcoin, basically, and this is liquidity check alert I was talking about earlier, it's always nice to see a big liquidation run. Alright, so I've got liquidations here, aggregated liquidations. Again, if anyone needs these, just give me a shout on the socials. So at various exchanges, yeah, it's always nice to see a liquidation run, and then within a similar time frame, if you get a BTC Diamond on top of that, that's really good and can be potentially very, very nice reversal points, maybe a take profit on your position, or an entry. So maybe you're taking profit, and on a long you want to enter short, so you want liquidations into a BTC Diamond short, or maybe you're coming down into demand. Traders are a little bit early maybe, and open interest is still a little bit high, okay, and you need one more dip. Well, wait for the liquidations to hit, and then if you get a BTC Diamond long, they can be really, really nice entries. All right, and then just extra, I've just got a few extra here. BTC Perps, we've just seen that fire a little bit here. Just notifies you it's not necessarily the full market going in all short, but they might, it might just be a bit of profit taking. And sometimes from these alerts, what you've got to consider is bigger picture, trending, range, what we're doing. From these alerts, don't get FOMO and think, shit, I need to enter right now. All right, I need to short. Just have a look at the bigger picture. Even if you get into BTC Diamond shorts, signals, alerts, have you got bear divs? Have you got bear divs on volume? Is there a top level that you can put your stop behind? And same to the downside, getting BTC Diamond longs. Have you got bull divs? Is open interest being nuked? Have we just liquidated a load of people? Is funding low? Lots of things to consider really. So yeah, that is BTC, and then I've just got a similar thing on ETH really, but these ETH ones are pretty much the originals from that DK built and are in the socials, so these are on Telegram and Discord. With regards to alts, we'll just cover alts quickly. The Alt Diamond Top Level Pro is really, really nice, can be nice, but just bear in mind that on low liquidity alts, it can be not as good, basically. If you've got low volume, low liquidity alt, just be conscious of what the bigger market's doing, I actually quite like the spot double bands on alts. Alright, so basically just drop your alts in here. Again, I can share this, and I'm looking at the 1 to 2.5 and the 2.5 to 5, and basically I want a big fat ratio on both of those. Alright, at 70 and 70, that can be really good. But again, all it's telling you is that asset is in demand or supply. Alright, you do not have to just jump in and enter. Always use confluence of your OBD like this with your top levels. Alright, whatever. And then yeah, perps, double bands, but that can be a bit messy, and like mentioned on the live on Tuesday, in a trending market like this, especially on alts, when everyone thinks we're going up only, traders tend to get overly bullish. So if you're seeing perps, double bands firing, absolutely fine, but just consider the bigger picture again, okay? And then yeah, I just recently added Qcoin spot double bands, because on some altcoins, Qcoin have got again some really nice overlays, really nice overlays. I can't remember, let me see if one's fired. AVAX. So you see here, Qcoin is pretty nice. I mean, there's no major edge right here, but you can just see why the alert is firing. It probably hit a ratio up here. It's not quite, I'm on a 15-minute, so it's not quite printed the overlay yet. But you can see how nice the Qcoin chart is on some assets. Big top level there, a little bit higher up at 46. What other ones have got? Sol, let's have a look at what it's like on Sol. Little bit messy, obviously just absorption of that supply there. Not sure if that guy filled or not, but yeah, certainly on Qcoin as well. They can have some really nice charts. What was it like further back? Sol's been doing really well, hasn't it? So yeah, okay. But yeah, Binance is still the biggest. Binance is still the biggest. Unfortunately, we don't get all the depth of chart on Bybit, which is unfortunate, because obviously they do a lot of volume as well. So it's a shame. Maybe that'll change at some point. We'll have to see. Right, so that's me chatting for a while. Yeah, choppiness here at the start of the US session. Supply overhead, Bitfinex USD, supply up to this kind of 54ish level. Okay, wouldn't surprise me if they get a fill. Is anyone else selling right now? Okay, interesting to see. Bitstamp have got some selling going on. Whoever this guy is, they've pulled their order. Let me have a look at Qcoin. Yeah, okay. No real edge there on Qcoin, to be honest, on what is Perps doing right now. So just bear in mind on this wick high here, bang on the US Open. Obviously the ringing of the bell at the US Open is irrelevant, but bear in mind, yeah, BitMEX and Binance Perps have been doing a little bit of either profit taking here or hedging a bit of position short. And after the week we've had, it wouldn't, let me just refresh that again, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see us come a little bit lower. All right, but even if Bitcoin wants to drop a little bit, dominance has come off a little bit. Okay, so it doesn't mean everything's going to nuke. If Bitcoin drops, it doesn't mean everything is going to drop. Have a look at the BTC pair. You know, you'll find that Bitcoin could, you know, have a little drop. I'm not saying it will, but it could have a little drop, and the alts might just do okay. Some of them might just do okay because they're really, really bid on the BTC pair. All right, so yeah, just keep an eye on that dominance dropping. Don't just chase shorts because you think something is going to drop. All right, what's that doing at 13%? Jeez, look at that. Yeah, crazy. I thought there was a lot of hate for this coin, but you know, they are going to move, aren't they? Ratios on shorts, yeah, still got it. Let's have a look. Yeah, still 60-30 at the minute. Yeah, 60-30. But on an absolute raging market, you know, when the market does get really, really frothy, maybe you could change that. You know, maybe we change that to 70-40 and just have a look at it. You know, just have a look, because obviously we have hit some group spot selling here. And some selling here. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to jump in short. That's all I'm saying at the minute. There's nothing wrong with just taking a bit of profit, all right, and then just reviewing what happens and maybe looking at where you would potentially get back in. You don't always have to fight a trending market, you know. Coming up towards the halving, we generally have had good dips pre-halving. Halving due in April, isn't it? What did I say earlier? 61 days away. So yeah, a couple of months away. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure we get a giga nuke, to be honest. I'm just not sure we get it. It's been such a strong trending market at the minute. It's been really, really good. But yeah, if we do come down, let me just refresh that again. If we do come down, I'm more in favour of being patient and then you just bid this back up, to be honest. But yeah, because I think there's been a few fills on spot maybe here, and you've got a top level there at 53, but then not forgetting Bitfinex are a little bit higher at that 54 level up here. All right, so just bear that in mind. It sometimes pays to be a bit more patient and not fight these trending moves. Take a bit of profit. If it comes back down, where do you want to get back in? All right, so yeah, if there's no more questions or anything else I need to look at, how's that still looking? Yeah, it's moving up, isn't it? So 2% risk from those lows there. Obviously we're about 15 minutes after we first looked at it. I don't advise chasing because you're not executing at the best risk reward at the minute. You're just coming up to 2.5% away from that top level at the minute, but that is your invalidation. Best I've seen in a long time, actually. That's the sort of thing I mentioned on the last live that I would look for, especially from spot. Really, really nice, easy invalidation. Alright guys, we'll leave it there. and I'll be around in the socials. I'll drop alerts in the socials if anybody needs them. Alright, and I hope it's been a little bit beneficial to everyone this, and yeah, we're possibly going to do a few more on YouTube. The only trouble is at the minute I would have to use Zoom to get other people on, and I fucking hate Zoom because I just think it looks so amateur. Alright, so we'll have a little work around that, because it'd be nice to get other people on, especially guys like DK and others, because DK absolutely called it the other day, like he did the other week as well. Really good calls on BTC, good read of the market, obviously from the experts. So I'll have a think about how we can get more people in. But yeah, hope it was beneficial, guys, and I'll be around in the socials. I can drop alerts in there or templates or anything. Just give us a shout in Telegram or Discord. Okay, next live, unless we get some really crazy price action, and then I'll just jump on the live again, but next live will be next Tuesday. Alright guys, hope everyone has a good day. Cheers.